Celtics decided it was a good idea to get a 30-point lead because that's a lot harder to blow than a 20-point lead.
Correct.
And they succeeded in doing that.
Did they ever get – so once they had the 30-point lead, did they ever get to within 10?
No.
Okay, I was going to say, it'd be kind of funny if it's like, if it had been a 20-point lead.
Yeah.
No,
They coasted this whole game.
Yeah.
They got the big lead early. I think they were up 30 in the second quarter.
Correct.
And didn't really look back from there. The lead shrinkage is kind of late game, randos playing at that point. This kind of felt like when Boston was going to get, to be honest. They're just too good not to. I haven't looked, but I'd wanted to look and see for a team that has shot really bad 3-point wise. They shot 50%.
Correct.
In Game 3, and there's the 3-point shooting variance.
They were 15 for 61 in Game 1. They were 10 for 40 in Game 2 and 20 for 40 in Game 3. So there's the variance, yeah.
So they doubled their shooting percentage from 25 to 50.
Correct.
And the variance
Right.
on the flip side is the Knicks were 20% from 3. Also only shot 25 threes, which is really not a crazy amount, or feels like it's a little low for an NBA game.
Sure.
Is there a
But-
chance that the Knicks had the approach? Okay, so like this is intuitively when you're fighting someone, if you let them, like if they throw a punch and you let them like come at you and you use their momentum and they extend too far, they're vulnerable. Is there a possibility that the Knicks not let the Celtics have one, but took their foot off the gas a little bit because they know they've got the next game at home, and if they win that, they're up 3-1 with another home game? Like, is there some strategy in saying the Celtics are about to try really hard to win this game? Instead of us also trying really hard to go up 3-0, let's ease off a little bit, let the Celtics exert themselves, and then in Game 4, we try and go up 3-1. We need one more after that.
I don't think so. Not from the start of the game.
Correct.
I do think there's we're down 30 in the second. Like, we might as well kind of go and start packing this game in because we do have a 2-0 lead. But I don't think you're going into a game thinking about it like that. You're going to the game going, hey, we get this one, then we've probably really crushed Boston's spirits, and then we can just win Game 4, and then boom, we're into the Eastern Conference Finals. We get to kick up our feet and watch what has kind of become a dogfight between the Cavs and the Pacers. So, yeah, I don't think they were thinking that going in at all, especially not from a Tibbs team. There's no way a Tibbs team, that's the Knicks head coach, is going to, have that mentality. He's the guy that plays his starters 40-plus minutes in the regular season time and time again because he wants to win games. He hates to lose. So, yeah, I don't think that's the case. It's a good thought, but I don't think this Knicks team is one to have done that.
It didn't feel like it, and I wouldn't have advised it, considering how that crowd was to start that game. They were ready. It was one of the biggest. It's one of the biggest Knicks games this century for New York to have a chance to go up 3-0 and basically eliminate the Celtics. Although the Celtics are the most recent team to force a Game 7 down 3-0 when they did it against Miami 2 years ago. But it felt like it was just the variance. Again, it felt like this was just Celtics shoot good, Knicks shoot bad. There's their reason for the lead and the reason that they won this in a blowout. But, I mean, we saw this in Game 1 and Game 2. These Celtics come out to these big leads even when they shot poorly. So it's interesting to see. It kind of continues to fit the narrative of that the Celtics are just a better team than New York. But I don't think you can even you're down 2-1. I don't think you have the right to say that. But the Celtics, the story of the game was they hit open threes, and they got a lot of open threes. Yeah. Pritchard was 5 for 10 from 3. Jason Tatum was 5 for 9 from 3. They would just basically get to whatever spot they wanted, and they continued to shoot them at a very high rate. And for the Knicks, it was a struggle offensively for many of their players. Brunson wasn't great. He wasn't great, although he scored 27. But OG Anunoby only has 2 points. Josh Hart really struggled shooting the basketball. And, for them, like Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson, and Miles McBride are the only guys to hit threes in the game. There's kind of your story for New York. They've got the chance in Game 4 to take the 3-1 series lead, to continue to maintain home court advantage, and I think it's imperative that they do that. Although we've seen them win 2 games in Boston already. The crazy stat that I want to pull is...
I saw this earlier. It's crazy. It is Crazy is a good word for it.
In the second round of the NBA playoffs, the last 3 seasons, the New York Knicks are 7-1 in games broadcasted by TNT. They are 0-8 in games broadcasted by ESPN. Game 4 will be on ESPN, so Celtics look to take Game 4. However, there are enough games that the Knicks play on TNT that they could win the series. There's 2 more TNT games, 2 more ESPN. So they have a chance. Historically, it would say over the last 3 seasons that they should be favored to win this series right now based off of broadcast rights alone.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, it was I don't know. It wasn't very. This was the one I was pointing to when it wasn't really a great game. This game was over pretty early. A couple interesting pieces. I'm going to give my game by game Porzingis check-in. Played 19 minutes, didn't hit a field goal, had 5 points, picked up 5 fouls, just still does not look like himself. May not matter in this series, may not matter at all because the Celtics are really good regardless, but it's something to keep an eye on for down the line. Still sick, I guess. I have no clue. The Mitchell Robinson stuff with his free throws is pretty brutal. It was 4-12 from the free throw line.
Mm-hmm. God,
I saw a tweet and it was like, the Knicks fans cheering on Mitchell Robinson as he's at the free throw line, and it was like bigger than basketball.
It was from ESPN. It wasn't just from anybody.
Okay, it was an ESPN, which is crazy because everyone was like, bigger than basketball. Like, I don't even remember what the tweets were saying. It was stuff like, does he have a disease, or like, did a family member die, or like, we are the number 1 overall seed.
Yep, A&M is breaking news. A&M is the official number 1 overall seed.
We deserved it, so I'm glad they didn't screw us of that as well.
Yeah, I replied to that tweet and I said, stick to Taylor Swift's post. This is an awful look. Yeah, it was brutal. It was.
Wait, sorry, what was this? I was reading the.
So ESPN tweeted the Knicks crowd supporting Mitchell Robinson while he was at the free throw line, bigger than basketball, as if it was a moment where the Knicks fans were cheering for a disaster or something in his life. There was no disaster. It was just that he's not a great free throw shooter, and they were trying to cheer him on.
Yeah.
He ends up making both free throws.
So it worked, I guess.
It worked for them. But ESPN posted this and said bigger than basketball, as if there was a tragedy.
Nothing going on.
Correct. From ESPN.
Yeah.
It's
that
so,
stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a weird piece of the puzzle in this series because it kind of burned the Celtics in Game 2 because they put the Knicks in the bonus, which was stupid. But they're just fouling him at will. I mean, they'll be walking up the court and someone just fouls Mitchell Robinson because he can't hit his free throws, and so that makes him really hard to play in crunch moments or in end of quarter moments or stuff like that because the Celtics feel like they can just steal possessions by sending him to the line, and even if he hits one, every other trip, he hit more than one every other trip. But, I mean, he 33%, 4-12. So they were going to take those odds every time and take those results to the line every time.
He shot 33% from the free throw line?
Yep.
4 for 12.
4 for 12.
Wow.
He's historically a 50% free throw shooter.
I can't believe that you can be in the NBA and shoot 50% from the free throw line.
Not his game.
If you've seen him play pickup basketball,
he can cash threes, step back threes.
This guy literally looks like Jason Tatum. It looks like Kevin Durant. It looks like an NBA.
Why doesn't he just shoot his free throws from the 3-point line?
Well, you can't. You have to stay within the
cylinder. The semicircle?
The arc. Yeah, the semicircle. You can be anywhere inside that arc, but you have to stay in that arc.
Can I fade away out of the 3-point line?
I don't know the rule on fading out of it because there is a rule where you can't jump and cross it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's a good question.
But there's also a rule that you can't be posted up like on the sides and step over, but they do that all the time and nobody cares. So
I mean, lane volleys really aren't called in the NBA. That is correct.
There have been 3 called this postseason though, which has been
I watched a dude have over half his foot like over it, back, over it again, nothing. And I was just like, what? Like, what's the point of having a rule?
It annoys me because like in second grade rec ball, that was like one of the big things we practiced.
Yeah.
Was making sure you don't step across until it's released.
If you spend more time practicing other things, you'd be in the league right now. You practice
if I wasn't 5'8" or 5'7" or whatever.
Yeah.
I think
that does hurt your odds a little bit.
All right. If we gave JP's ball skills to Jack's height, how far in basketball would you get?
I would have played Division II basketball.
Division II?
Yeah. Guaranteed.
I think that's fair.
Cool. All right. Were y'all done with? I got a little sidetracked.
I mean, I think
With Celtics
that's
Knicks?
largely it here.
Game 4 tomorrow. I guess we can pick it.
Let's do it. Yeah. I think I'll roll with the ESPN stat. I got the Celtics to even up the series.
Yeah.
Shoot well again. It's their offense. They're oh my gosh, they're a numbers playing team. They're just gonna go. We're good 3-point shooters. We're gonna shoot enough threes, and law of averages. We're gonna have 4 games where we shoot good enough from 3 to win, and we'll roll out from into the next series. And I think they'll have a good 3-point shooting game.
Wow, it is raining hard out there.
Correct.
It's coming down. It threw me off. It's all good. I gotta stay locked in. And the Knicks, while they are up 2-1 in the series, and Jalen Brunson has played well overall, I'm still not in love with what I've seen from guys like Towns and stuff to really, make me confident picking them to win this game. But the ESPN piece is really what's going to give it to me. So give me the Celtics to even up the series.
I think the Knicks win game 4.
Wow.
I picked the Knicks to win this series in 7.
Sure.
A lot of the media personalities have been questioning if anyone in the world picked the Knicks to win the series. I was one of them. So I think they would take game 4. I think Celtics shoot just a little worse, but the Knicks more specifically just shoot better.
Yeah.
That crowd is too good, and they've played too well. They haven't played well in the Garden this postseason, but in previous postseasons, they've played in the Garden too well. They play well with that crowd, and so I think they take game 4. They break the ESPN curse somehow, and they'll take this series 3-1, and then I expect them to lose game 5 and then come back and maybe win it in game 6, and break the ESPN curse again. I think they got a good chance in this game just because we've now seen the Celtics shoot the ball really, really well. So now it'll be curious to see if I expect the Celtics to shoot average, and then we'll see.
Way to hedge your bets there.
We'll see how it goes from there.
We'll see if the Knicks are in that game, then the Knicks should win the game and take control of this series.
That is the weird piece, not to hijack, but it's like
Sure.
no one trusts the Celtics in a close game.
No.
So if the Knicks can just get there, then
yeah.
they love their odds. I mean, obviously you'd rather be in a close game than a blowout. I'm just saying, even if it's a 5-point Celtics lead with 2 minutes left, I think the Knicks are like perfect. We're here. We got them right where we want them.
It's extremely interesting because the Celtics were the best clutch team in terms of winning percentage this season.
But they don't feel like that.
And it does not feel like that here in the postseason whatsoever. And then we've been shown that. They've lost a game against the Magic and now have lost 2 games against the Knicks in clutch games. So it's interesting, and I think it helps when on the other side of the court is the clutch player of the year, Jalen Brunson.
Oh, of course. It's a bit of both.
He controls the tempo of the game. He gets to his spots. He gets to the foul line. He's just been tremendous for them. He is. It's incredible what he does, and so I think I got the Knicks to take game 4. Sanders?
I'm gonna go. Well, all right. You said they're 8-0 on TNT.
0-8 on ESPN and 7-1 on TNT.
Correct.
So 94% accuracy. The data point is like true 94% of the time.
Well, it's not even that because it's just like a trend, if that makes sense.
It's not.
I
yeah.
guess.
But I mean, if you want to look at it at 94% of the time, one of the true outcomes holds true. Sure.
I'm still gonna go Knicks. I mean, it's at home. Although we have seen the away team get the win
They've
all but
been
one
terrible.
time since the
They've
start
won-
of round 2.
Yeah, they've won 1 game in the Garden this postseason.
The Knicks have?
The Knicks, yeah. Game 1 against the Pistons. That's it. Now,
Wow.
they are undefeated on the road, and I expect them to win another game at Boston, whether that be Game 5 or Game 7.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they've won 1 game at home this season, in the postseason.
That's crazy.
That's
Yeah, I'm
actually
going to go
nuts.
Knicks.
But
What?
Alright.
So, wait, what are we at as far as, like, we still only have 1 win?
no, there's 2.
It's-
Because Nuggets won Game 3, which would have been at home for them.
Today.
Correct.
Okay.
So there's been another.
Yeah, Thunder and Nuggets are the only teams that have won. Well, Timberwolves won game 2 at home
Yes.
as well.
So there's been 3 now.
Road.
Yeah.
Road. Okay.
It's been interesting. It doesn't really make sense.
This is not the normal NBA playoff experience.
Correct. Yeah, not at all. For these road teams to play so well, but I think that's kind of it's a storyline about how much people rely on the three ball. That it is.
Yeah.
It is just the trend right now that to shoot a bunch of threes, and so the teams that just shoot bad, or the teams that shoot good, like a road team can come in and shoot really good on the road, and that'll give them the win.